Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Joanne. I recently went to an estate sale where I spent a whole $10, but I think I did pretty good for my $10 there. I wanted to show you everything that I found in this, what I'm going to call a midweek mini thrift haul. And one of the things I had been looking for, and it actually fit. So let me show you what I found. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. And if you are a return viewer, thank you so much for coming back. Let me show you first the thing that I had been looking for and that actually fit. And that is a vintage tree stand. So for those of you that have been with me for a while, you might remember, look out, there's these. This Christmas tree. Oh my goodness, it is heavy. That I thrifted from, believe it or not, the Durham Rescue Mission outlet or the bins. There are a couple of little chippies on it, which I didn't care about at all, but I only found the tree and I didn't find the base. Well, at this estate sale this weekend, sure enough, I didn't find a base for it. And hold on. I'll be so upset with myself if I were to drop this. Oh, there we go. It fits. It fits. It fits. What a wonderful find this was. Oops. I'm so excited about it. And to be honest, I haven't even tried it to make sure that it works, but I'm going to say that it works. I'm just going to cross my fingers and say that it works. It needs to be cleaned off a bit because it's quite dusty. And as you can see from the tree, I do need to find the little lights, the little plastic lights that you just push into those holes. But that won't be a problem because I know that the antique mall where I have a booth at, I know that come the holidays that they will have them because I saw them there last year. So I was so excited to find that. So you may already know what my favorite find is from this haul, because at the end of all of my videos, I do ask everyone to share with all of us what your favorite find was from my haul, and I will do the same for you. Next I found, I've already washed this up, so it might still be a little bit wet. This is, I'm calling it a crock. It's from Highland, USA, and I think that's a maybe a 925 on it. Not sure. Wait, there you go. Sometimes that glare actually is useful. But up in my, what I'm going to be calling now my vintage booth, because I don't have any antiques in it, but I do have vintage. So I'm going to call it my vintage booth. But up in my vintage booth, I do have a whole bunch of vintage utensils and some wooden spoons, wooden mallets, all that kind of stuff. And I have actually a tea canister that I have the majority of them staged into. Unfortunately, the tea canister has a very big chip in it. So I have that turned around to the back, but the canister is not for sale. And I've said before on other videos that I want everything in my vintage booth to be for sale. So that's one item that is not for sale. I have another item that's not for sale that I'll be moving out in September when I get some new bookcases in there. Anyway, I digressed. I got this because I think this will be a wonderful replacement for the tea canister that I'm using currently as a utensil caddy, I guess. Now there is a crack in here. You can barely see that hairline crack that's there. You can feel it on the outside. You can feel it on the inside too. However, this is much smaller and much less noticeable than what is up there currently. And this I'll be able to put for sale. I found, back to the Tupperware, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these Tupperware containers that turn out that they are for slices of pie. They're all in really good condition, with the exception of this one right here, and I don't really know what happened to it there. You could feel it on the outside. It might be some residue that's on it. Oh, it is. Oh, that's great. some kind of residue on the outside of that. So a little scrubbing will take care of that. Oh, and there's also some black marker on the top there. Hopefully I can get that off. Let me see, what else do we have? Oh, this is a single creamer. I looked and looked for the sugar bowl, could not find it, but I thought the graphics on this creamer were good enough to just pick this up by itself. And I think with the colors, this orange and the green on it, that this will be able to go into my fall booth, which I'll be setting up actually, hopefully next week if we have our vendor night. No markings on the bottom of it. I do have to wash it up a little bit. And then I thought maybe just to stage it, it might look cute with a dried hydrangea in it. I don't know. What do you think? That's my thought for it. And then this is not what I thought it was. I thought this was for crushing tomatoes. There is an old piece. It's shaped like a cone and it's got all kinds of holes in it and it sits in a stand. And then I know it has a wooden utensil similar to this in it, that with it that you put inside of it, and then you just kind of go like this round and round and it crushes up the tomato. Well, the gentleman that was, I believe it was he and his wife that were doing the estate sale from her parents that had passed. And he said, this is for planting bulbs, that you stick that into the ground, you know, give that a little bit of wiggle. It's for bulb planting. So either way, I just think it's a really cool piece. I found, well, actually my friend Rhonda found this. It's a funnel, just a single funnel, Tupperware. Picked it up primarily because of the orange color. Again, I think that putting oranges, greens, like deeper yellows into my booth when I go to stage it for fall will help draw people's eye into the booth, and then they'll follow their eye and go right into the booth and maybe find something. This is so adorable. Look at this itty bitty little flour sifter, and it really works. Oh my goodness. It's the Acme mini sifter, and I think it does, it has a 1998 date on it. Acme, China, it says. But oh my goodness, I couldn't leave that one. Oh, Cece is all over here saying hello, and her hair is getting into my nose and everything. This does work. What does it say on the bottom here? Turn, oh, it's the directions for it. Turn past 15 minutes, then to desired time. And it is a timer. It does work. I tested it out. I thought it was pretty cool. And this would be a great decor piece for someone's kitchen. Okay, this I originally, got because I thought that I was going to keep it for myself. It's this great bird feeder in this wonderful orange color. But the more that I think about it, I think I'm going to put this up into the vintage booth because it's orange. And you know how I want to bring people into the booth with fall colors. So I'm going to put this into the booth originally. And if it doesn't sell by, I'm not sure when, I'll just kind of think about that as I go. But if it doesn't sell, then I'll go ahead and bring it home and use it myself. But it's just a great, great fall color. Whoops. At least that didn't fall. Found one Nutcracker. But the great thing about the Nutcracker is that it was rubber band onto a box of the nut picks. Whoops. Yep, there we go. So I picked this up primarily because of the picks. Just because if I ever run across an item that I find that doesn't have the picks, I'll have them now. And I like the box that they came in too. It's a really pretty box. Okay. Next we have a, oh gosh, I'm gonna ruin this. A Setai, S-E-T-A-I fragrance talc powder. And this is brand new. It's never been opened. You see if it has a date on the back of it. Perfumed dusting powder. It is trade brand Jeanette Yvonne and made in Guatemala, but I do not see a date on it. But I did think that this was just a really great, really pretty color blue. Look really nice on somebody's vanity. This, I think I'm going to hold off until spring of next year to put out because of the blue color. Speaking of blue colors, I was so excited about this. It's a Pyrex cake. Wait, is that Pyrex? Tupperware. It is a Tupperware cake carrier handle. And these, at least in my experience, are kind of hard to come by. I know I did find one last Saturday when I was at the bins, which was just phenomenal, but they're pretty hard to come by. So I snagged this baby up because I have been finding the cake carriers, but they don't have the handles on it. So now I've got an extra handle. Oh, these are from the Tropicana Las Vegas Hotel. An unopened box of playing cards. No date, just tells you where to call for reservations. Oh, I don't think you'll be able to get through to them any longer. But I know there's a lot of people that collect playing cards, a lot of people that collect, you know, nostalgic Las Vegas, as well as various hotels. So I think this has, you know, a couple of markets that it can go to. This was super, super cool. This is a Cook's Tool lattice pie top cutter. 1983, made in British Hong Kong. So you can see the envelope that it came in is a little worse for wear, but there's the piece. So what happens is you roll out your dough there, and then, oh, you roll out your dough on top of the pie cutter. Okay, so you put the pie cutter down, you roll out the dough on top of it, peel it back, and then it gives you the look of a lattice work on top of your pie. I am not a baker, but I certainly wouldn't mind eating a pie that had a lattice top on it, as long as it was vegan. A couple more things to show you, some more Tupperware. I just picked this up because it is a bit of an unusual lid. It's not just like your everyday Tupperware, because I think I'm going to start being a little bit more selective, let me say, in the Tupperware that I pick up, and not just pick up the plain Tupperware. I want to try and find things that might be a little bit more interesting, a little bit harder to find. Found a tea-steep teaspoon. So you put your loose tea or even your tea bag into there, and then drop that into your teacup, your hot water, and steep your tea. Found a couple of vintage corsage and hat pins made in Japan. And originally I thought about removing these and putting them, you know, in the vintage hats that I got not too long ago. But I think I'm going to leave these as they are and just stage them with the vintage hats that I have and that mannequin head that I showed you that I had made, and just put a couple of dollars on those and put them up at the vintage space. Two more things to show you. One is this phenomenal pair of red-handled metal scissors. I didn't get them to actually use them, but I did get them to try and sell them because I think the handles on these are just pretty amazing. And then the last thing that I have to show you, which they had a $3 price on, so right there was $3. So if this was $3, then I only paid, you know, $7 for everything else. Really excited. I used to have one of these. I remember this. I did not have a lot of Tupperware in my younger days, but I know that I had this. Though I do have to look, excuse me, I have to look this up. I think it's a, oh yes, it is. It's like, what do they call it? The mandolin that has the different Well, this may just have the one cutter here. Let's see. Yep, that goes there, I think. Yep, to protect it. Whoops. When it goes in right, yep, there we are. And here is one of the extra shredders. Wow, this is everything. And then it all goes into here. So this I think was a really good find. So this is the kind of Tupperware that I'm talking about, you know, being a little more selective when I find Tupperware. But anyhow, that is everything that I found for $10 at that estate sale. My favorite piece by far, you already know, is going to be the vintage tree base, because I just can't believe that I found one, and I can't believe in even more than that it fit the tree that I already had. So I'm very, very excited about that. So if you would, don't forget in the comment section down below, let me know if I did good for my $10 at the estate sale, and let me know what your favorite find was from this midweek mini haul. I will see you over the weekend, and until then, everyone, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week. Thank you so much for watching, and take very, very good care of yourselves. Cece says bye, and so do I. See you later.